The spirit of adventure has always called to you, and now you are ready to answer. The 17th century is an era of exploration, of wonder, and of plunder. It is the age of discovery, and you have much to learn. The ancient spice routes have opened their secrets to the sea, and as a burgeoning spice trader, you will explore worlds you never dreamed existed, meet new cultures, and experience the power of the spice and all it holds. Choose your own adventure, make allies you can trust, and be ever wary of marauding pirates. It is your turn now to seek your fate and possibly your fortune.
Algebra 1 is the most failed course in middle school, in high school, and in college.
I'm not really sure what a function is, to be honest.
I guess a function is kind of like a math majigger where like it works on a graph.
I don't really know, but I know that I've heard linear functions before.
I don't really like math in general, so try not to think about it as much as possible.
The game Fate and Fortune is based on years of research into understanding what students need to learn to be prepared for Algebra 1.
Param, the first mate, introduces the game's initial challenge, building a ship. Students may choose the type of ship, number of cannons, and number of rectangular and triangular sails, but they have a limited budget. Rather than compute each variation, students create a function that does the calculations for them. This function is used repeatedly during ship upgrades that occur as the student's spice trading company grows.
In Fate and Fortune, the game anchors the concept of a function into a reality that the students can understand, and the system handles the computation for them, much in the same way that we might develop a function and use that in an Excel spreadsheet.
F is the amount of lumber in board feet, and each board foot is half a shilling. We can make a function out of that.
90% of the items that we see in textbooks or online are focused on computation. And algebra is really about the logic that surrounds that computation, not the computation itself.
Fate and Fortune is multiplayer, and students can buy and sell company shares on an in-game stock market. Stock trading requires students to develop another function, helping them understand the mathematical logic behind the cost of a trade, or the quantity and price of shares.
10%, so 10% of the profits go to the person who bought the shares. And that should work. There you go. You submit offer, and then somebody can buy some shares.
That logic that surrounds the math computation is the central key to understanding algebra. And the learning moment comes for students once they have developed that logic and now see the benefit of having done so.
It was definitely way more exciting than what we've been doing. This was actually really fun, and it kept you engaged. It was really good in that sense.
Finally, students launch their ships, test their speed, and develop a function to make predictions about travel using the prototype sailing platform. In Phase 2, students will sail around the world, learning 10 core concepts essential to understanding algebra.
The big breakthrough is that a student with no prior experience in developing a function could encounter one of these very challenging problems, and through productive failure, succeed in developing a very complex function.
A function is a mathematical equation where each input has exactly one output.
Functions are where if you have one input, you're going to have one output.
A function is the relationship between an input and an output.
The problem of Algebra 1 being the most failed course at all grade levels won't be solved by traditional textbooks or more online problems. It can be solved by Fate and Fortune, which creates a context for students to fundamentally understand the concepts that they need for Algebra 1.